What's up, y'all? Big Gob here, and today's video is going to focus on helping those who consider themselves to be low level and how they can improve in Smash. If you feel that you're mid level, or even like a high level player, I would still recommend watching this video just to learn how a top player thinks it's best to improve at this type of level. Because a lot of things you learn at the low level and even mid level will still apply at the top level for sure. All right, so let's ask ourselves first, what makes a low level player a low level player? Well, for a few things, I can say a lot of dropped combos. Little to no sense of game states like disadvantage, advantage, and neutral. A lot of self-destructs. A lot of times when low players get sent off stage, even if they're playing a character who has a good recovery, there's a lot of SDs that don't know how to make it back the best way in a lot of positions, or sometimes will like not air dodge to the ledge correctly, a lot of things like that. And very little implication of like game knowledge and like niche tech. So what do I mean about little implementation of game knowledge and tech, and not just knowing the knowledge and tech? Because a lot of players who are considered low level already know some basic surface level tech like pivot canceling, IRARs, especially like when you're playing Roy and you have to do like a jab back air. And some of them can even tell you what it is and maybe even like how to perform it, but some of them don't even know how to perform it themselves to a like semi-consistent like point, or they don't even know when to use these. I mean, with Roy jab back air, it's pretty straightforward when you would want to use your RARs, but a lot of like simple tech or like little things that would have been good to use, a lot of them don't know when. So I feel like low level players either know certain inputs that take a bit of research to knowing that sets them away from like a casual standpoint to like the low level player, and they just don't input them or just don't know how and literally can't input them. So with this said, we have a pretty general idea of why low players are at their skill. So what can they do to improve? First off, and very simply, just play the game. Play the game, grind the game out, hours on end, set like little goals of like things you're gonna try to like practice, like your combos, like maybe not SDing as much, maybe like not mashing air dodges to the ground as much. Very simple things that you find yourself getting punished for a lot. You find like a lot of people like not doing as much that you feel like you're doing a lot, because at this level, you really don't need a coach because there is so much room to improve. And even if you feel like you don't know how to improve, there's a lot of free resources out there, just like this video, and many others that a lot of people, including myself, have made that can help you improve for free. Like a lot of the times, people will kind of be like, hey, Big Gob, I need like a coaching session. I don't know like what to do. And obviously I'll help them, but sometimes I'm helping people and I'm like, you could like watch like a video or like just practice like a little bit more, and the road would have showed itself to what you can do to improve, so always, try to use your resources as much as you can for free before you feel like you've reached a plateau, because that's what coaches are for. Coaches are there to help you overcome plateaus, help you break walls. But when you're just getting into the game, the walls are very thin, so they're very easy to break compared to a player at, let's say, like the high level or like the top level, or just a player who's been stuck around like the middle for a while. Those walls are a lot thicker because the farther you go, the less people are around you. But at the low level, there's a lot of people around you who are at this level that you can share insight with, and you can take their thoughts, you can take their opinions, their experience, and use it to your advantage. So always take advantage of that. But yeah, play the game, and play the game slow. Don't act like you know what you're doing. Stop acting like you do. If you try to rush interactions, you're not really going to learn as much, especially because a lot of like niche interactions require labbing that you don't want to focus on when you're trying to improve on general stuff like bread and butter combos, neutral, advantage, disadvantage, knowing how to play those game states better. You know, I see a lot of players where they'll try to recreate a situation that I've been playing this game for years. You know, I've played this game probably for like 7 years probably, and I will see people who probably went like 1-2, 0-2, 2-2, sit in training mode and like lab this super niche combo I've never even seen before. And it's cool, but it's not gonna really help you in an everyday like training session. It's not gonna be there all the time. You know, you need to work on things that are always there. You know, neutral will always happen, advantage will always happen, disadvantage will always happen. You know, getting a hit and knowing how to make the most out of your hit will always happen. But these very niche things, like niche tech that, you know, takes months, years to practice to get consistently, or like this combo that you saw once and maybe you could replicate it, you know, like it's not worth it, especially when the things you need to practice and work on are so broad that, you know, you need to work on these broad things first before you can actually work on the specifics. So another thing, you know, practice your bread and butters in training mode. You know, practice your combos. It's so huge to practice your combos in training mode, even if, let's say, like you're a frame or two off, just because you know the inputs that like are being done, and you can be like, okay, like this jab back air, you know, let me do like this jab back air, and you don't even have to have like the mod pack, for example, to like actually get these combos down, because your hands are going to get used to doing this combo. You know, I see a lot of players, you know, they just pull themselves back because they're like, you know, I don't have the training mod pack, so I don't really go into the training mode to practice my combos, so I drop a lot of combos. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You know, the training mod pack is like, it's been a thing for like 2 years at most, and Smash has been a thing since like 1999, and these melee players are grinding their combos, or these 64 players are grinding these combos, Brawl vets, Wii U players, you know, like we didn't have training mod pack, we had to grind things ourselves. You know, we had to stick a rubber band from like a stick to like the shield button so people could DI and mash air dodge on the CPU when they're in training mode, you know. So don't hold yourself back, practice your combos, get your hands used to what you need to do in bracket, because, you know, the thing is, it's consistency. Consistency is the most important aspect of this game. Consistency is what is going to carry you to the next level, from what level you are right now to the next. You know, high tiers and top tier characters are better because they're more consistent, and it's the same thing with players. You know, if you can be more consistent than your opponent, your chances of winning are so much higher. Also, guys, ask for advice all the time. Be annoying. I was annoying when I was improving. I'm a 14-15-year-old kid always asking the dumbest questions about the most niche scenarios. I don't care how annoying you think your questions might be to someone, and neither should you. There's no dumb questions when it comes to learning the game. You know, like if you are like, hey, how does this thing work, and your opponent just like, or whoever you ask just like scoffs at you and answers your question, all right, sure, they're, you know, kind of a loser for like scoffing at you for asking a question, but that's something you don't have to worry about or think about ever again, because you just got your question answered. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna walk away with knowledge, and this guy's gonna walk away being a loser, just scoffing at you, asking a normal question, you know, and it is what it is. Another thing, y'all, watch VODs. Watch people who play your character play. You know, I'm not saying watch them play every set, every turn, because this Joker's really cool and you like that. No. To be honest with y'all, some high-level players cannot watch like an MKLeo or Spargo set and even understand like the depth behind their gameplay, and will take it as like a movie in the theater with popcorn and like an icy. You know, don't always try to watch that. You know, let's say you're a Joker player. You know, you can watch a set of Leo. You know, but then you can watch a set of Zachary. But then you can watch a Joker like Omega, like Non. I'm from Japan, Tweak, you know, like watch that one Joker is placing pretty good at your locals. Watch when they do good, watch when they do bad, watch when they get hit. Ask yourself why did they get hit there? What did they really do wrong? You know, ask yourself, you know, the 5 W's or 6 W's, you know, what, when, where, why, how, who. You know, we already know who, but, you know, and ask yourself these questions because it's very simple, and they usually lead to simple answers that have simple solutions, you know? Like, why did that guy punished there? He rolled in. Why did he roll in there? Because he was scared of being in the corner. Why was he scared of being in the corner? Because he's afraid of dying. But how would he die if his opponent's holding center stage instead of inching into the corner when his opponent's already in the corner? Maybe staying in the corner would have been a better option, you know? Like, I just solved like a very like 101 question that gets brought up all the time when players panic out the corner, you know? And I just did that in like 2 seconds, and I just asked myself, you know, what happened, where did it happen, you know, in the corner, why did it happen, because he rolled, you know, how do you feel pressure to roll, you know? It's very simple things, guys. So always try to, like, you know, ask yourself why, but don't dig too deep into the reason, because you're not there yet. You know, if you feel like everything I've said in this video has been like things you heard for the first time, you're not there yet where you have to look at the Earth's core to understand, you know, like why the ocean's blue. You know what I mean? Just take it at the surface level, you know? Like, look at things at the surface. You know, this guy was scared, so he did this. And when you look at the surface level, improvement will come faster in your practice and play, just because, you know, you're looking at very simple things and you're implementing things very simply. And that's how things need to be. Things need to be very simple to you, because you're still learning, you're still new. Don't try to like think that MKLeo said this like really big brain thing, or like Tweak, you were watching Tweak Talks, and then Tweak said this really big brain thing that you've never ever thought of before, you know? Probably a lot of people never probably thought of what, like, you know, Tweak said, but it's not on you to implement that just because Tweak said it that one time. You know, it's probably something for like you think of in like the back of your mind, like once in a while, or like no one even like thinks about it, because eventually in your improvement will become like subconscious. That's another thing too, guys. A lot of things that you work on during your improvement will become subconscious, it'll become a flow. So you need to work on simple things and bread and butters and consistency, so it gets into that flow, that rhythm, so you don't even think about it at that point. So how and when can you tell that you've improved to a mid-level player from this point? Well, y'all, the floor is always rising in Smash, and it's rising a lot in like everything. So hopefully a lot of players, you know, who get to watch this video improve so much faster than they could before. So don't worry about what level play you're at. Focus on learning what you don't know and perfecting what you know. That's the best advice I could give you for acknowledging what level of player you're at, because your improvement will come to you, you know? You don't have to be like, okay, well, I beat this guy and he considers himself a mid-level player, so I'm probably like maybe a mid-level player too. You know, it doesn't work like that, you know? It's what you know, and it's trying to learn what you don't know. But all right, that's all I have for y'all in this video. Yeah, I think if you do everything I said, regardless if you think you're a middle player or low player, you will see improvement, guaranteed, money back, you know? But let me know what y'all think, and drop some preachers in the comments. You know, if you all have anything to say about improvement, if you feel like, you know, you've improved a lot in a lot of other aspects of life, drop some comments. You know, a lot of things translate to Smash more than you think. I'm gonna make another video like this comparing mid-level players to high-level players, and high-level players to top-level players, and top-level players versus, like, you know, the top echelon, you know, the people who consistently will get top 3, top 4, because, you know, there's a gap. But all right, y'all, thank you so much. Gob out.